Okay guys, Paul here from Dosmoto Garage. Some of you guys may not know me, but I've been doing, specialising in these CBRs for what, 25 years now, something along those lines. I'm getting old. Uh, People ask me why I do it. I just love these things, and if you're watching this video, you've watched hundreds of other videos, so I'm not going to go to the history, what makes these bikes so cool. I'm just going to be talking from personal experience. Do I know everything about these? No. I do know a lot. I'll confess to know a lot. I don't know everything. I'm still learning stuff. I'm still finding amazing interpretive mechanicking, I like to call it, because sometimes I think, what were you thinking? Some people just should stop sniffing their own armpits, because they should not be swinging spanners. It's terrible. So what we have today is your typical, Gumtree marketplace find. So this, I've purchased this bike, or got this bike for a really good deal, and so it's been sitting for 3 years. Now it's actually a tidy bike, and it's probably a high-end used bike. It's a sitter, so it's been sitting for 3 years. It was last registered in 2022, so it was outside in his driveway with a cover over it, so it's not too bad. When you find these bikes sitting outside in the grass, a lot of condensation comes up from the ground, rains, gets in the exhaust, it fills up the exhaust, gets in the engine. So while it may be tempting to throw a battery in it and crank it over and hope for the best, I'm going to show you what my procedure. So this is stage one. This is the assessment procedure. Once I'm happy with the engine internals, all the electrics work, I can pull it apart, clean the carbies, because the carbies are going to need cleaning. You can throw some fuel in it. The tank's rusty. I'll put a video of the tank in a second. The tank's just a mess, so there's no point right now. I'm not going to get it to this stage. This is my personal Ruby. This is on the third own. This is that gorgeous bike, but it will kind of look like this sort of finish and like newish. I've already have someone who's wants this bike, and they want the Type 3, which is the white with the blue and white, a little bit of red. I get Type 1s and Type 3 mixed up, but I'm pretty sure it's a Type 3 of the white rims. Could be wrong, forget all the time. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. Right, what we have here is a 1990 Honda CBR250RR. So you can see this is what you typically pick up from a marketplace inquiry. So it's been done in the reptile livery. This is not an actual standard colour scheme, much to people's disappointment. So it's got the Tiger tail rear end, which is going in the bin. Someone's put a Tiger exhaust on it. Look, as a project build, it's in really good nick together. This particular bike was parked up for only 3 years. So I've already taken the liberty of opening up the fuel cap. This can be a pain in the butt. This one here, it took me about 2 weeks just soaking. I eventually got it open. I'm not sure if you can see in here, but it is really crusty in there. So that's going to take a bit of effort to clean, but it's typical. Oh gosh, that stinks. I wish you could smell it. I don't, probably not. So a lot of people ask me, how do I get my tank open? I just bought this bike. The key's turning, but it's not opening up. So these little aluminium tabs that come out, that lock into the tank. They seize up. Gosh, this stinks. And the other thing is here, around here, they just sort of corrode into the opening of the tank right here. So people go, I'll just undo these 3 bolts. No, you just undo these 3 bolts, but that's just holding the cap ring to the tank. So you still need to open this up. So what I tell people to do is, I just spray a carby cleaner basically in the keyhole, and just keep filling it slowly over time. Keep turning it, and eventually, after a couple of days, I'll start tapping the key, and that shock going through the key is enough to get those pins in. So the rest of the bike, we'll just have a quick overview and see what's happening. These fairings are in actually quite good condition, so I'm not too sure if I should sell these or just hang them on the wall for something else. Don't know yet. You can see it's got a bit of a dent here in the tank. Top triple clamp will need to be all and there's just touching up. It's on 51,000 on the clock neat. So 1990. Overall, that actually looks quite good. Tyres aren't too bad, but I think I will swap them out just for the age of the tyres and whatnot, just to make sure it's safe. So yeah, let's get into it. So guys, this is really important before you even get to this stage where the bike is here and you're about to work on it. Save disappointment. Spend $2 and get one of these. I'm speaking from we're in New South Wales, Australia, but this is a thing called PPSR, Personal Property Securities Register. So they have to register if there's any interest on a vehicle, if the bike's been stolen or it's been written off. So all you do is you put in the VIN number. Where am I looking at? Oh, just down here. So you can see here it says not recorded as written off, not recorded as stolen. And there's another one here, it's on the other page, it talks about where is this one? There's no security interest or other registration kind. So first things first, these minor birds, seriously. I wonder if I can get a pet falcon and just attack him. Could you hear him? Getting distracted. So anyway, these going to take this tank off first. So there's just a 8mm head bolt there. That doesn't look too bad. Normally they cross thread and snap them and whatnot. I just noticed someone's put tank rubbers up here. They actually should be technically just about here, because it's got the Tiger fairing. It's a little bit weird. So yeah, just take the seat off. 2 bolts, 2 Phillips here, and there'll be another bolt here. They normally have a they should have a tap handle like this that sticks out about there, and it's much easier. There's a Phillips head deep inside here. Just undo the fuel tap handle, put it off first, pull it off, and it makes it easier. So this has got I can tell this has got a Chinese eBay. I've actually got an OEM fuel tap. I'll always put an OEM on my restorations, because I don't want someone come back to me and go, oh, bike won't start and it's full of fuel because the tap failed. Alright, let's get this off and have a look. So I've taken the tank off this bike, and a few things I noticed. First thing was it's missing a little catch thing. What do you call it? Oh, I'll show you actually. Got another one over here. This little doobie lacquer. So it's like a little drip tray. It's got a little plastic hose here, and this runs down near the right hand foot peg. What's that designed to do? So when you fill up your tank, if you accidentally spill some, there's an internal pipe in the tank, and it comes down here and it pours out there, so it's not pouring in your lap, so to speak. First thing I noticed when I took the tank off, my pet hated bloody hose clamps on tanks. No need for it. And someone's put a filter on it, and you can actually see right where my finger is, there's a real sharp kink. So this would have had restricted fuel flow from the start, and these bikes do not like fuel filters. I'll explain why when we get more into it. I really have to show you why. And then very, very typical, the front bolt here often get cross-threaded, broken, whatnot. So someone's drilled this hole for whatever reason, trying to sort it out. And you can see they put a helicoil in there. I'll just zoom in, and it's just off the center. It's just not right. So I'm going to do something with that. I'll probably I'll have to drill it out and then knock in a bit of alloy plug, I guess, and re-drill it, center it, and helicoil and whatnot, sort it out. So alright, now I'm going to be taking the airbox off and see what we're looking at carby wise. Oh, actually, I've just thrown a battery in here. See how distracted I get? I've just thrown a battery in here. Let's see, I'm just going to test the lights and whatnot. Alright, so we've got dash lights, all good. Looks like we've got, oh, low beam, high beam. Oh, it's a bit of a dicky switch. I'll have to check. Very common, people put the wrong bulbs in these things. They melt the switch out. So, horn, blinkers. Oh. Okay, we've got fast blinkers. on the right. I'm going to change the switch gear anyway. Oh, you got blinkers. Weird though, because it's blinking fast on the right and it's normal on the left, and it's got the aftermarket blinks on the back, so that's a bit weird. You probably think I'm mad. Why am I checking all this before I pull it apart? Rear brake light switch works. Front brake light switch works. And we should have we've got a number plate light. Perfect. Now, I'm going to explain why I do this, and it sounds completely backwards. The reason why I check the lights and blinkers and all that stuff is so I know before I pull it apart it all works. Because nothing worse, you pull it apart, restore it, and then you go, oh, why is my blinker not working? Was it working before? I don't know. Have I introduced this problem? Was the problem there before? Check it out, pull it apart, and then if it's not working, you've stuffed up. All right, let's get this airbox off and we'll go from there. So I've just taken the airbox off, and it's got a brand new air filter, which is a bonus. But what I noticed here, these screws here, they're loose. I haven't touched them. They're just sitting there, like they are literally just sitting. They're not even a thread in. So if they jumped out and ended up down there, bang, these slides are all stuck, all four. So typical. I'll get this base off and then I'll wrangle the carbies off, I guess. This is pretty cool. I was excited when I saw this because like 98% of these airbox bases, this tab is smashed off, so that's complete. I've not seen one of these in a very long time. The other cool thing, so this is your little sub filter that connects to there, and basically as these slides go up and down, you know, obviously that goes up, air's got to go somewhere, and it goes through that, and when they come back down it goes through that again. So a lot of these filters in here, it's got a little sub filter, they're perished. Let's have a look at this one, see what it's like. I always change them. They're only $5 from Honda, thereabouts. This is really hard to do one hand. Give me a sec. So I've pulled this off, and the filter didn't look too bad, but when I started looking at it better, it's got really rough edges. Someone's made this up. So this is what the original one should look like. There's a part number there. I'm a stickler for this just because I believe Honda engineers designed that air filter to flow a certain air in and out. I've seen people who've chucked disc sponge in there and all sorts of stuff, then had issues, their bike's not revving. So for the $5, just chuck an OEM one in there and get it job done. Yeah, so I'm going to take these carbies off, and I can show you, you can actually take the carbies off without removing the fairings. So they've got these slots here. You've got a slot here, you've got a slot in the frame. You can probably just focus, come on. Focus. There you go. You can just see that Phillips head screwed over there. So that's for carby 1. Oh, you're being emotional. There you go. There's a clamp there I need to undo for carby 1. And then you've got carby 2, carby 3, and the other side is 4. So, because I'm going to be doing a bit more stuff on the bike, I want to look inside the engine before I try to crank it. I'm going to take the side fairings off anyway, just to make it easier for myself all the way around. So to take the right hand fairing off, someone's beat me to it. So there's a bolt here that's already gone. This one here is missing. There's one behind the front wheel, and then you've got the 3 there. Always leave this top one last because it holds that in place, where these two here are just holding the nose cone and side fairing off. And then there should be there we go, there's a tab there. I might push that back in. I love this tool here from Bosch. I'm not sponsored by them, but it's called the PSR Selector. Holds about 12 bits, so I can actually turn this barrel here, and out comes the Allen key. So let's get to it. All right, the left-hand fairing, we've got a bolt down here, one just in front of the side stand, and then the same 3 bolts like the right-hand side. Because we've done the right-hand side first, don't have to undo that left-hand one. Just an important tip, I've been caught out before, don't ever start the bike with just the right hand fairing on without having this bolt done up, because that keeps the structure of the fairing. And then if you don't have the heat protector on the inside of the fairing, I've seen them warp and bend and do all sorts of stuff. I've got one outside, I'll show you in a second. So here's a little trick to help you get these carbies off, especially when they've been sitting around for a while. What people tend to do is reef them so hard up, and you end up bending the choke bar against the cylinder or the tapper cover. It's a mess. So I found this little neat trick. I get my 12mm T-bar, and it rests perfectly in there, and I rock the carbies back and forward and just give a light pressure upwards, both sides, and it pops straight up. No matter how hard the rubbers are, it's my go-to trick. If they're really hard, a little bit of heat, because when you rock them back and forward, you're actually making the rubbers elongated and grabbing the manifold even harder. So now they've cracked loose, the next step is just, come on, pull them back like that way you can get to the choke cable, undo the choke cable, always drain your fuel bolts, and then you can actually, once this is undone, you can turn it up. I'll show that in a second. Right, so got the choke cable undone. Now I can actually sit these carbies. I find it easier, just sit them up like that. That way you can undo these throttle cables. Oh gee, that one's loose. They're both loose. This has been off before. So I drain the fuel bowls just so fuel doesn't go back up the top and swirl up these diaphragms. And look at the fuel that come out of the number 1 and number 4. It looks like, ugh, that stinks too. I also found this, this is off the coil. You see the coils are missing bolts in the bottom. This goes around the coil like that. That was just hanging on the choke bar, just like that. It was hanging. So that's a good save. Notice the choke bar's loose. I'll come around this side, you can see a bit better. So I'll stick that like that. So yeah, the choke bar's all loose and it's missing washers, and so it's a bit of a mess. And the other thing is too, I couldn't drain bowls number 2 and 3 because they've got the screws facing each other. They've got bowls from 2 and 3 mixed up. That's all right. Someone's had a go at it. Like always, I always put these door stoppers in the intake port, stop anything from dropping down. And I can see someone's done the old hose and screw trick, so we'll be replacing them as well. So I'll show you this quickly. Because this is loose, this is easy. So we just undo, this is your push cable, the bottom one. So we get this loose, right? And see how I can do this one-handed. The carbies are sitting there. Choke cable's been disconnected. There shouldn't be any bowls in the, shouldn't be any fuel in the fuel bowl, because you don't want to send fuel all through the passageways full of dirt. That's why I normally drain them. In this case, I can't because of someone, anyway. Right, so just unhook that. Just get that past the bar there. Look, there you go. There's the pull cable off. Now, because the pull cable is off, sorry, push cable. This is the pull cable, the top one. You can tell this has got just a lock nut, and this has got the lock nut and adjustment. So now I just pulled it out of there. I'm going that way, behind it, and I'm pushing it forward. And look how much slack it's given me. I'll just swap hands for a second. Look at that. Now I can just get there, no tools, just my fingers, pop it out, and I should be able to, oh come on, seriously, just like that. Alright, let's pull these suckers apart and see what we find. Alright, first thing I'm going to do is just undo this choke bar. Oh, they lost the spring too, awesome. So that's going to be fun. Lost the washers, the spring. There should be, they should have a washer with a step in it on the bottom and a flat one on top, and there should be a spring with a little plastic doodah on there as well. We'll have a look when that goes back together. I like to pull carbies apart on these trays because they all sort of, and have a bit of a mechanic towel there to help out. First thing I want to do, once I've got the choke bar out of the way, and I've also unscrewed the idle screw, because just don't lose the spring. Reason being is when you turn the carbies around, if this is still on here, it's like a whip, and it hits stuff and knocks it off your table, and you're looking for it. So I think it's everyone's issues. I'm going to take the diaphragm out first because I want to protect them and get them out so they don't get damaged. So I'll crack these loose. Don't need to watch me undo all these screws. Look at the state of these carbies though. These are manky. I don't know what that is. It's like they put oil. Oh, I've got no clue what that is. And I've got the slides out. It's just a bit of gentle persuasion, but look how much. Just like a, yeah, sticky fuel residue. So that means, so these are going to need a real serious clean, because what people fail to understand is the way these carbies are. It's going to be hard for you to show you. Alright, so if I drop this is a 2mm drill bit. If I dropped it in there, I've got another video how to do this properly. So if I can feel it's really sticky. It's hard to see. I'll do a better, I've got a video on YouTube anyway, how to clean that out. So that passageway, if that's not clean, you can ultrasonic clean it till the cows come home. It's not going to do anything. So we'll keep pulling these carbies apart and I'll keep showing you what I find. I just noticed this as another error someone has. Like I said before, we're all learning. So not only do they mix up these bowls, that should be there and that one should be there, but they got these clamps in the wrong spot. So I don't know how they got it on the engine, because there's a bit of interference, especially in the cam gear tunnel here. But these clamps for the boot to the carburetor should be at the top. So it's actually blocking the mixture screw. So there's no way you can adjust the mixture screw on carby number 4 and 2. Look at that. Even one's questionable. So that's an interesting find. Always fun and games of CBRs. I worked it out. I've worked out how someone's completely munted these clamps. So you see this top clamp here, which holds the rubber to the carby, and it's got this little locator. Old matey went, oh yeah, that sits in there. No, it's not. Good try though. So I've got this rubber here. Let me pull this off for a second. Oh, I'm trying to do this with one hand. Oh, that's interesting too. That's really interesting. That's got CAS on the rubber. These are Aussie rubbers on an import head. That would have been really hard to get on. Anyway, so see, it's got the locator there. There's a little tang there. So that locator, oh, I'm not helping this camera work. Sorry about that, a bit shoddy. So that should, there you go, that should locate there. Get on there. Right, so now when I put this one on, see that? That's where the clamp should be. The clampy boy should be there, not down the bottom. It's out of the way when you go to put it back on the bike. So there you go. So typically, you'll get some screws that do this on you. No matter how you try, they just get, you know, it's a metal screw in the alloy body. They get corrosion, and yeah, you always try to go a little bit tight then loose and to get them undone. Yes, and I do know the JSI standard, Japanese standard. Got one here. Decided to round off anyway. So the trick I use, because you can use an impact screwdriver, like one of these bad boys. This is a built-in impact screwdriver. You can use one of them, but I don't like doing carb because you don't want to snap things off. And so I just do the old ply trick. So got a set of long nose, side cutters, not pliers. Put them across the head like that, and give it a good grip side by side, and just crank it. I'll do this 2 hands, and I'll show you. Yeah, so that's basically it. You use a decent set of side cutters, and you grab the screw, like, send that flying. But you get a good bite out of it. That's all right. I can see where it landed. It's all good. So you get a good bite out of it, and get them out. So that's it. Job done. Now let's see what these are like underneath. Yeah, it's pretty manky. Look at the jets. Oh, the smell of this thing, man. Alright, let's get it done. So these carbies are stripped now, ready for clean. These are manky, man. I've not seen like this for a while, actually. It's pretty bad. So I got all the chokes out. Well, not a choke, it's a bypass circuit. Alright, get all technical on me. So you can see the state of these. what I do now is I degrease them and clean them with different chemicals, because I'm trying to get the outside as clean as possible. See, especially in there, it's all dirt and oil and crud. Reason being is I chuck these in my ultrasonic cleaner. They're just going to make the stuff in the ultrasonic manky, and then I'm just trying to I keep saying the word manky, it's a word that seems to fit these carbies, because if they're, I mean, look at these floats too, it's just a mess. So like, have a look at the water in my ultrasonic cleaner now, and they've only cleaned 2 or 3 carbies. So now I've got to replace the water in this. I just use water, a bit of dishwashing liquid, and a drop of truck wash. Everyone will go, oh, simple green, this and that. It works for me. So interesting though, because people were saying to me the other day, like, hey man, I appreciate you want to do YouTube videos and stuff, but just be careful, you know, you don't share too many secrets, too much information. And I was like, what's the point of me hanging on to all this information? I might as well pass it on, help you guys to get these bikes to run right. And it's a twofold thing. When people see I'm willing to, you know, share knowledge, information with others, they appreciate it, and I want to see as many of these bikes on the road as possible, or on the track, because mate, these are awesome on the track. Best bang for the buck you'll ever get. So there's no point in you guys doing a half a job if you don't know what you're doing. I might as well show you my little tricks and traits and all that sort of stuff. Look at these bowls, man. So this is something I've seen in a lot of videos on YouTube, and will people sit there and scrub and do this and that and all, you know, get all emotional. I'll show my quick hack to clean these out, and also these jets in real time, and you'll see, you'll freak out. Give me a sec. So this is the stuff I use a lot. It's called Red 7. It's actually a fallout remover and wheel cleaner. If you can't get access to this stuff, this is by a company called AutoSmart. I think it's about what is it, 4 litres, 5 litres? Yeah, 5 litre container for about $70 or $80 or something along those lines. It sounds expensive. You can get the same result for some decent mag wheel cleaner from like Super Cheap and whatnot, but you're paying like $30 for, you know, 250 grand or 300 mils spray bottle. So when you do the math, if you're going to do a few of these, so I've just got some in the spray bottle here. I'm going to show you in real time how quick this stuff works. I've just discovered it a few years back now, so I'll just chuck a little bit in there. This stuff does destroy tips in your spray bottle. That's what mine's. So I'll give this a bit of a swish now. You see it start to change colours. Well, these are bad. They're going to need a few hits, eh? Alright, leave it with me. I'll get it done. Alright, so I've degreased them. I should have degreased them first, because I forgot that the Red 7 is a great brass cleaner. It pickles it, but it's not a very good degreaser. So because it was so gummed up with fuel, it's not going to, yeah, so it degreased it now. I'm going to spray some Red 7. Oh, got excited there. This stuff is awesome. So you can actually see it start to pickle. There you go. See, it's getting really that white brass. I wouldn't leave it too long, because yeah, it starts to change. So yeah, I'll just give that a bit of a stir, rinse it out with some warm water, then I'll put these through the ultrasonic cleaner as well. I try to use, where possible, the original OEM jets and emulsion tubes. I just find they're just better than the aftermarket stuff. If they've already got aftermarket ones in there, I'll put them in there. I'll put them back in. Just have to see what I have. Alright, I'll show you the end results. There you go, look how clean they came up, compared to what they were. So now they'll get ultrasonic cleaner. Oh, I use this too. So I use this little sieve, I'll run them out hot water, then I'll put that over it, because I have dropped a jet down a sink. It's not fun. You take the S-band out, and that's just a whole nother emotional turmoil not needed. Alright, so next is carbies. So these are the carbies after a good degrees, and different chemicals just start to really come up. So this is what I do before I actually even put them in the ultrasonic cleaner, just to save it, because I don't want you know, all that sump, all that dirty swamp water going through, blocking everything up again. There's no point. So that's the stage I'll get it to before I even put it in there. All strip, all jets out, all that sort of stuff. So we'll dunk these, and then I'm going to start working on the fuel bowls. Oh, I better put some solution in there. Alright, I'm going to try to climb these bowls up. You can see the state of them now. Spray my special stuff. Give them a crack. This is that red 7 stuff. It's pretty good. Let it sit there for a little bit. It stinks. Give it a crack. Bowly boys come up pretty good. Check out these jets just with that cleaner I showed you earlier. They actually come up good. Now I'm going to put them in the, just in here, the ultrasonic with these bowls and buzz it about an hour.
You know you can film it, you can capture on this too.
Oh, I know, but I don't have that. We're just having a look at this camera and the board. The board actually looks quite good. So how do we do the capture? We press that camera thing, don't we?
Yeah, you got to put an SD card and shit in.
Oh, I don't. Oh, it's got one in there, I think. It does have one in there. Look.
Photo.
No, you got to click on the camera one. Yes. So she's looking good. I'm going to check all the bories. If they look good, we're going to whack the plugs back in, and we reckon, Brendo, radiator back in, get the carbies in there, and should fire up. Should. It's looking good. Once it fires up, and then a few heat cycles, we can check the valve clearances. I don't like to do valve clearances, especially in a sitter.
A little bit of rust in number 1, but
Yeah, a little bit of.
gotta clean up.
Yeah, it's not too bad, is it? Yeah, you can see that little bit of a tide line. Yeah. And that's why we didn't want to crank it straight away. We want to make sure it's okay. So we'll put some evaporust down in there, get it all happening. But overall, it's very, very good. So we got the Carburetors back on all together again, looking really clean. Just got these choke bar washers. They're available from Honda or Excite. So there's two of them bad boys. That's the part numbers. So they just sit. There's one there. There's one there. So you got the ones with the groovy in it. So that, let's double check it there. Get on there. There you go. You can see how it lines up in that groove there. So I just got to fit the spring, fit the top ones on there, put the new rubbers on, put the horns on, and we also, I'll turn that around for a sec. Got the slideys all doing slidey things, as they do. Where that needle comes down, it was putrid. I'll show you on this. I've got another video on YouTube that shows how to do all this, but look at this snot. It's like, what would you call that, Brenda? Petrol boogers? Yeah, petrol boogers. They would just literally come out of there. There's no way that was going to run, not in the pink fit. Alright, we'll get this together and sorted. So my hunch was right about these rubbers, so someone actually accidentally put Aussie ones. You can see it's written here, it says Kaz, where the import ones don't have the word Kaz in it. And I'll just show you the difference in the size. There you go. The one to the right is the Aussie, smaller ports, and that's an import, it's much bigger. Right, we'll get these bad boys on and give it a crank. Alright, here we go. Let's see if it gets running, Brendo. Oh, you know what? Let's disconnect the headlights for more electrons. Get in there.
Might have to jump the starter.
No. Why is it not working? Oh, that's a bummer. No startsies. Oh, it's making that. Right, we're going again. Oh! Come on. Come on. No, give it a rest.
Man,
Turbocharge it?
I think so.
Alright, need to turbocharge it. Turbocharging. Oh! Come on, baby. It's trying. Give it a rest. So the turbocharging is literally compressed air, trying to force all the gunk that's in the cylinders doing its cylinder job. Come on. Come on. Come on. Whoa! Come on. Give me a go. I got the touch just off.
Yeah.
Right. Come on. Oh, whoa. I'll give it a rest. At least the starter button's working. At least the starter button's working, right? It's getting there, it's getting closer. So much for job and knock. It's making popping noises, eh?
Yeah, it's shooting out all the fluid out the exhaust.
I'm just waiting for that big bang.
It'll go.
It'll go.
It'll probably backfire in our face.
It'll start now, ready? Almost. 3. Come on. That's loud, eh? Come on. It almost idles. That's not bad. That's not even synchronized.
Number 4's running a bit cold.
Bit cold? Yeah. too bad.
To be fair, they're all pretty close.
Yeah, need a few starts. Well, there you go, folks. She's running, not the best, but give a few heat cycles, fresh plugs, synchronise the carbies. Yeah, it's a goer. Engine sounds healthy, no abnormal noises. Beautiful. All right, so today was a bit of fun, just a conclusion. So we're going to call this bike Bob. So Bob behind it was a bit of fun. It's been sitting for 3 years. We got it running. Hopefully you learned something through the journey. Had a look at the carbies. It's still not running perfectly. So what the plan is to get it to run much better than it is at the moment, which might mean carbies off again. But until we get it to run perfectly, we're not going to strip it down. Once it's running good, we can strip it down. We can do a compression test. We can check the valve clearances, leak down test, all that sort of stuff. The reason why we don't do it at first, because it's been sitting around for so long, we'll get false readings, and it's no point. I've done it before. I've checked valve clearances when a bike's been sitting around, started up, and it just wasn't running right. Checked them again, and they were wrong because the bike been sitting around, grew some funky stuff under the valves, and then completely gave me wrong readings. So by doing this, a few heat cycles, and also we get a chance to get the cooling temperature up to operating temperature, to loosen all that loosey stuff in there, get the engine all in there. We've got carbon cleaner in there. So a lot of things happening to get this motor back up to speed, get the engine and rings doing ring things, and piston doing piston things, and valves doing valvey things. And then we change the oil and filter, change the coolant, get all that sort of running, and then it gets stripped down and made into a beautiful MC22. All right, catches.